Most of the equations that you've seen up to this point have only had a variable on one side of the equal sign. In 8th grade, that changes, and you're now going to work equations that have variables on both sides. So for this one, here's a simple example. So I'm going to give you all whole numbers. We're not going to go too in depth with this just yet. Remember that I can move constants from either side of the equal sign. So we should be used to adding and subtracting the constants to get rid of them. I can actually do the same thing with my terms that have x in them. Okay, so to get x by itself, I need to get all of my x's together, which means they need to be on the same side. So for this one, it doesn't matter, and this is for any of them, it doesn't matter which side you want to move your x's to. Most of the time, there is one side that is better than the other. So for this one, I have 4x and then x. It would be better for me to move this x to the other side. And personally, that's what I would do, just because I don't like to deal with negative coefficients if I don't have to. So to get rid of a positive x, this is going to look weird, all I need to do is subtract x. And I know you've only subtracted numbers themselves, but we need to start getting used to subtracting actual terms. So I'm going to subtract x on both sides. And we already know that this is going to zero out. That cancels and it's gone. So over here, I'm left with negative 12. And over here, I'm going to bring down everything else. So I still have a plus 8. But this time I have 4x minus x. So really, this is 4x minus 1x, which just gives me 3x. And now you've got an equation that we should be able to work from this point. This is a 7th grade level equation. Still, to go through this, because it's always good to see that practice, to get rid of a positive 8, I'm going to subtract it. Now I'm going to subtract it on both sides. Negative 12 minus 8, same signs. I'm going to add them and keep the sign. So negative 20. Bring down my equal sign. This zeroed out. And over here, I'm still left with 3x. Once you get to this point, I'm going to scoot you down a little bit. To get rid of the 3, since that's being multiplied, I have to undo it with division. I'm going to divide it on both sides. So if I divide by 3, this one cancels, and I get x equals, you have a few options with how you could write your solution. I'm perfectly fine if you just want to leave it as a fraction. Say negative 20 over 3. That would be acceptable. Or if you wanted to go ahead and turn it to a decimal, that's okay for now. And that one is going to be negative 6.6 repeating. So either one of those are fine.